Good evening, dear listener. Welcome, and let the world grow quiet around you. The fierce heat of an Athenian summer has begun to ease. The sun hangs low over the western hills, its once brilliant rays softening into liquid gold. The marble of the Acropolis glows as though it holds a fire within, each column and pediment touched with rose and amber. The city, so alive and bustling through the long hours of daylight, now exhales a deep, contented breath. You find yourself walking slowly along a quiet residential street. The whitewashed houses rise on either side, their clay-tiled roofs catching the last warmth of the sun. The walls are rough and warm to the touch, their surfaces still holding the day's heat. Here and there, a wooden door stands slightly ajar, revealing glimpses of shadowy interiors and the soft glow of a single lamp being lit within. The air is filled with a symphony of gentle fragrances. The sharp, earthy scent of thyme that grows wild in the rocky hills. The clean green of olive leaves stirred by the evening breeze, and the faint, pleasant smell of woodsmoke rising from distant kitchens as families prepare their evening meals. It is the smell of home, of comfort, of a day drawing peacefully to a close. Distant voices drift through the cooling air, neighbors saying good night, a mother calling her child in from play, the soft murmur of a conversation between friends. But these sounds are fading, merging into the gentle hum of a city settling into rest. Shopkeepers are busy packing away their goods, rolling down canvas awnings and sweeping the dust from their doorsteps. The clatter of wooden shutters being closed echoes softly down the narrow lanes. You pause for a moment, leaning against a sun-warmed wall. The street slopes gently upward, and ahead, between the whitewashed houses, you catch a glimpse of the great rock of the Acropolis, its temples catching the last pure gold of the setting sun. The sight is so familiar to those who live here, yet so breathtaking that it never fails to still the heart. A woman passes by, carrying a clay jar balanced gracefully on her shoulder. She offers you a gentle nod and a quiet smile, her sandals making soft sounds on the worn stone pavement. The scent of olive oil and bread clings to her clothes, and you imagine the meal waiting for her at home, simple, nourishing, and shared with those she loves. The street continues its gentle descent toward the city center. You follow it unhurriedly, your sandals scuffing softly against the stones, worn smooth by countless footsteps over countless years. The shadows are growing longer now, stretching across the street like dark fingers reaching for the opposite walls. The sun has dipped behind the hills, and the sky above is changing, the brilliant gold fading to soft apricot, then to a gentle rose that promises the deep violet of evening. Somewhere, a bird sings a last song of the day, a clear, sweet melody that rises and falls in the quiet air. Another bird answers from a nearby rooftop, and for a brief moment, the two voices weave together in a gentle duet. Then they fall silent, and the stillness returns, deeper and more profound. The first stars are beginning to appear, tiny pinpricks of light in the deepening blue above. They seem so close, so clear in this dry attic air, as though you might reach up and touch them. The moon is not yet visible, but there is a hint of its presence in the soft glow behind the eastern hills, a promise of silver light to come. You continue your walk, feeling the cool stone beneath your feet, the gentle breeze on your skin, the calm settling into your bones like a soft blanket. The city of Athens is saying goodnight, and you are part of its quiet rhythm. Ahead, the street opens into a broader space. The Agora lies before you, its great square settling into stillness. The columns of the stoas stand like silent guardians, their shadows long and dark across the ground. The day's business is done, the city is at peace. And you, dear listener, are ready to enter this ancient evening, to let its calm carry you into a deep and restful sleep. You step into the Agora, and the city's heart seems to beat more slowly here, more peacefully. The great open square stretches before you, its stones worn smooth by the passage of countless feet, merchants, philosophers, citizens, travelers, all moving through this space for centuries. Now, in the gentle dusk, the square is nearly empty. The frantic energy of the day has faded, replaced by a serene stillness that feels sacred and profound. The merchants have finished their work. Canvas awnings are rolled up and tied, their bright stripes muted to soft shadows in the fading light. Wooden stalls stand empty, their goods packed away in clay jars and woven baskets, stored safely for the night. A few late customers linger near a stall selling olive oil, their quiet voices carrying clearly in the cool air. You should try the oil from the groves near Marathon, an older man is saying, his voice warm and unhurried. It has a peppery finish that stays on the tongue. My wife's family has been pressing it for 3 generations. The merchant nods, handing over a small clay flask. I will. Thank you for the recommendation. Good health to you and your family. Good health, the older man replies, and the two exchange the warm smiles of neighbors who have known each other for many years. You continue across the square, your sandals making soft sounds against the stone. The scent of the day still lingers, fresh bread from a nearby bakery, ripe figs that were displayed in woven baskets, the sharp tang of olives preserved in brine, the earthy fragrance of herbs sold in small bundles. These scents are gentle now, fading, merging into the single perfume of an Athenian evening. The great colonnades of the stoas stretch along the edges of the square, their marble columns catching the last light of the sky. You pause beside one, resting your hand on the cool stone. The surface is smooth, worn by centuries of hands that have touched this same spot. Philosophers in deep discussion, poets reciting verses, citizens gathering to hear news and share stories. You feel connected to them all, a link in the long chain of those who have walked this sacred ground. The shadows of the columns stretch across the ground like dark ribbons, creating patterns that shift and change as the light continues to fade. The sky above is a deep, rich blue, the color of lapis lazuli, and the first stars are becoming more numerous. The air is cool against your skin, carrying the clean scent of evening. A fountain trickles softly at the edge of the square. The sound of water is soothing and constant, a gentle music that has been playing here for generations. You move toward it, drawn by its calm rhythm. The basin is made of worn marble, its edges softened by time. The water is clear and cool, reflecting the deepening sky above. You dip your fingers in the water and feel its coolness spread across your skin. The sensation is refreshing, grounding, a small moment of pure presence in the quiet evening. You stay there for a while, watching the water catch the light of the emerging stars, listening to its soft murmur against the stone. A group of young men passes by, their voices low and thoughtful. They are discussing something, philosophy perhaps, or the nature of beauty. You catch fragments of their conversation as they drift past. But is it not true that the beautiful is always good? That which pleases the eye must also please the soul. I am not convinced. Beauty can deceive. The polished surface may hide the flawed heart. But look at the sky. Look at the stars. Can there be anything more beautiful? And can it be anything but good? Their voices fade, and you are left alone with the fountain and the deepening night. The conversation lingers in your mind, a gentle reminder of the city's ancient heritage of thought and inquiry. Here in Athens, even the evening air seems filled with ideas. The last shopkeepers are leaving now, their goods secured for the night. A woman carries a basket of bread on her head, its contents covered with a clean cloth. A man leads a donkey laden with empty jars, its hooves making a soft clop, clop on the stones. A dog trots past, its tail wagging, heading home for its evening meal. The Agora is settling into its night stillness. The great square is empty now, save for the fountains and the columns and the soft shadows that gather in corners. The stars are bright above, and the moon is beginning to rise, casting its silver light across the worn stones. You turn and walk toward the far side of the square, where a gentle path leads upward. The Acropolis rises above you, its temples glowing softly in the light of the rising moon. The climb is gentle, unhurried, a perfect way to spend the deepening evening. The night is still young, and Athens is at peace. And you, dear listener, are part of this peace, held in the calm embrace of an ancient evening. The path that leads from the Agora toward the Acropolis is ancient and worn, its stones polished smooth by the footsteps of 3,000 years. You begin your ascent slowly, unhurriedly, letting your feet find their own rhythm on the gentle incline. The cicadas are singing their evening song from the olive trees that line the path. Their chorus rises and falls like a wave, a sound that is so constant here that it becomes part of the very fabric of the night. It is a sound of summer, of heat and dust, and the slow turning of the seasons. But now, in the coolness of evening, it is a gentle lullaby, a reminder of the timeless rhythm of the earth. The trees themselves are ancient, their gnarled trunks twisted by wind and time. Silver green leaves rustle softly in the evening breeze, catching the light of the rising moon. The scent of olives mingles with the fragrance of wild thyme and sage that grows along the path's edges. It is the smell of Greece, of the dry hills and the sea beyond. You pause for a moment at a bend in the path, turning to look back at the city spread out below. The view takes your breath away. Athens lies beneath you like a sleeping giant, its whitewashed houses glowing softly in the moonlight, its narrow streets winding like veins through its ancient heart. The Agora is a dark square below, its columns catching the silver light. Beyond the city, the sea shimmers, a vast dark expanse touched with streaks of moonlight. It is a view that has been seen by kings and philosophers, by poets and artisans, by ordinary people going about their daily lives. You feel connected to all of them, part of a long human story that stretches back through the centuries. The thought is comforting, grounding, a reminder that you are never truly alone. You continue your ascent, passing through a gateway cut into the ancient rock. The path here is steeper, and you reach out to touch the warm stone beside you, feeling its solidity beneath your palm. The rock is still warm from the day's sun, storing the heat like a living thing. It pulses with a gentle warmth that feels almost alive. The temples above are visible now, their marble columns catching the moonlight and glowing like pale ghosts. The Parthenon stands on the highest point of the rock, its form perfect and timeless, a monument to the human spirit's quest for beauty and meaning. Beside it, the Erechtheion rises, its graceful lines and intricate carvings softened by the shadows of evening. The air grows cooler and clearer with every step you take. The sounds of the city fade behind you, the distant bark of a dog, the faint murmur of voices, the clatter of a door being closed. In their place is the deeper silence of the sacred hill, the silence of stone and sky, and the long history that has been written here. A breeze moves across the open spaces, carrying the faint fragrance of burning incense. A small flame flickers near a shrine at the edge of the path, a votive offering left by a pilgrim. The smoke rises in a thin spiral, carrying prayers and hopes into the cool night air. You reach the top of the ascent and step onto the flat, open space of the Acropolis. The marble pavement is smooth beneath your feet, worn by centuries of worshippers and visitors. The temples rise around you, their columns reaching toward the sky like the fingers of ancient gods. The moon is high now, casting its silver light across the sacred rock. The shadows of the columns stretch long and dark across the pavement, creating patterns that shift with the movement of the moon. The marble seems to glow from within, its surface luminous in the soft light. You stand still for a long moment, letting the peace of this place wash over you. The city is far below, its sounds distant and muffled. The sea stretches to the horizon, a vast, dark expanse touched with silver. The stars wheel slowly overhead, their patterns unchanged for millennia. This is Athens. This is the Acropolis, and you are here, at the heart of one of the world's most ancient and beautiful places, held in the calm embrace of its eternal evening. You walk slowly between the columns of the Parthenon, your footsteps echoing softly in the marble silence. The great temple rises around you, its proportions so perfect that they seem almost supernatural. Each column stands straight and true, their fluted surfaces catching the moonlight and casting soft shadows that emphasize their graceful lines. Reaching out, you touch the marble with your fingertips. The stone is cool now, the day's heat fading into the memory of warmth. The surface is smooth and slightly rough, textured by the passage of time and weather. You trace the lines of the fluting, following the vertical grooves that have been here for more than 2,000 years. The temple is empty now, its inner chambers open to the night air. The great statue of Athena that once stood within has long since been lost to time, but the building itself remains, a testament to the enduring human desire for beauty and meaning. You walk beneath the massive entablature, your footsteps echoing in the vast space. Behind you, the Erechtheion rises in a graceful cluster of columns and carvings. Its famous Porch of the Maidens catches your eye, 6 statues of women standing tall and proud, their arms raised to support the marble roof above. The moonlight plays across their faces, giving them an almost living quality. They seem to be watching you, their stone eyes following your movements with gentle curiosity. You pause before the porch, studying the details of the carvings. The folds of the women's garments are rendered with incredible precision, each crease and fall of fabric captured in marble. Their expressions are serene, their posture calm and strong. They have stood here for centuries, bearing the weight of the roof with patient grace. A soft breeze moves through the open space, carrying the faint fragrance of incense from a nearby altar. The scent is sweet and smoky, a reminder that this place is still sacred, still alive with the prayers and hopes of those who visit it. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the fragrance and the silence wash over you. When you open your eyes again, the sky has deepened from violet to the deepest blue. The stars are brilliant overhead, clustered in thick constellations that seem close enough to touch. The moon continues its slow journey across the heavens, casting its silver light across the marble pavements and columns. You walk to the edge of the Acropolis, where the rock falls away to the city below. The view is breathtaking. The city of Athens lies spread out beneath you, a patchwork of rooftops and streets and courtyards, its lights flickering like distant stars. The temples glow on their hilltop, catching the moonlight and holding it. Far beyond the city, the sea shimmers in the distance, a vast, dark plain touched with silver highlights. The coast is visible as a dark line against the water, curving away to the south and north. Somewhere out there, ships are sailing, carrying goods and people and stories across the ancient waters. The silence is deep and profound. You can hear the sound of your own breath, the soft rustle of your clothes, the distant call of a night bird from the hills below. These small sounds are part of the greater silence, the quiet heartbeat of the night. You stay at the edge of the rock for a long time, watching the moon climb higher and the stars grow brighter. The temples behind you stand as silent guardians, their marble forms glowing softly in the night. The city below sleeps, and the sea continues its endless rhythm. This is a moment to treasure, a moment of pure presence and peace. You are here on the sacred rock of Athens, at the heart of the ancient world, held in the calm embrace of the eternal evening. You descend from the Acropolis slowly, the moonlight guiding your steps on the ancient path. The cool evening air carries the scent of thyme and stone, and the quiet of the hill remains with you as you return to the lower city. Near the foot of the ascent, beside a gentle fountain, you notice a small group of citizens resting on stone seats. They are an unremarkable group, a few men and women, some older, some younger, all dressed in simple tunics and sandals. Their conversation is low and calm, the kind of talk that comes naturally when the day's work is done and the evening is still. You pause, drawn by the warmth of their presence and the easy flow of their words. One of them, an older man with a gentle face and weathered hands, notices you and gestures toward an empty seat. "Please," he says, his voice warm and welcoming. "There is room. The evening is too beautiful to spend alone." You accept his invitation, settling onto the cool stone beside them. The fountain trickles softly nearby, its water catching the moonlight. The group includes you in their conversation without hesitation, as though you had always been part of their circle. "We were just discussing," says a young woman with dark hair and kind eyes, "the nature of a well-lived day. Is it a day of great deeds and grand accomplishments? Or is it something simpler, something closer to home?" The older man smiles. "I have lived many years, and I have learned that a well-lived day is one that ends with a peaceful heart. The deeds matter, of course, but the heart matters more." A younger man, perhaps a philosopher or a student, adds thoughtfully, "But how does one achieve a peaceful heart? Is it through thinking, through action, through contemplation?" "You ask good questions," the older man replies. "But perhaps the answer is found not in choosing one path over another, but in finding a balance. A little action, a little thought, a little rest, a little connection. The wise farmer knows that the crops must be sown and harvested, but also that the fields must lie fallow." The conversation continues in this calm, reflective manner. Philosophy and everyday wisdom intertwined, spoken with the ease of old friends and trusted companions. No one argues, no one raises their voice. The words flow like the fountain's water, gentle and continuous. Someone offers you a cup of diluted wine. The cup is simple clay, warm in your hands. You sip the wine, tasting the slight sweetness of diluted water, the faint fruitiness of the grapes. It is not a strong drink, but a refreshing one, perfect for the evening hours. A bowl of olives is passed around, and you take a few, savoring the brine and the rich, earthy flavor. The olives are small and wrinkled, preserved with herbs and salt. They taste of the sun and the sea, of the hillsides where the olive trees have grown for generations. "These are from my family's grove," says the older man, noticing your appreciation. "We have been pressing olives there since before the Persians came. The trees are ancient, like the ones on the Acropolis. They have seen so much, and they still bear fruit." How wonderful, you say, to be connected to a place for so long. "Connection is everything," he replies. "To the land, to the people, to the past. It is what gives meaning to our lives." The group gradually disperses, each person rising with a gentle farewell and heading toward their own homes. The philosopher, who seems to have enjoyed talking with you the most, offers a last thought as he departs. "The beauty of an evening like this," he says, "is that it reminds us of what is truly important. Not the noise of the day, but the quiet of the night. Not the busy hours, but the peaceful moments. Not the many words we speak, but the few words that carry meaning." He smiles and walks away, his sandals making soft sounds on the stone. The older man rises too, offering you his hand and a warm smile. "The moon is high," he says. "The night has grown deep. You are welcome to stay at the fountain as long as you like. The water is always here, and the stars will keep you company." You thank him and watch him walk away, disappearing into the shadows of a narrow street. The fountain continues its gentle trickle, and the moon climbs higher in the sky. The night is deep, and Athens is at peace. And you, dear listener, are part of this peace, held in the calm embrace of the ancient evening. The night has fully arrived, its velvet darkness softened by moonlight and the gentle glow of oil lamps that begin to appear in doorways and courtyards throughout the city. You wander through the narrow streets of the residential quarter, letting your footsteps guide you where they will. The houses here are modest and beautiful, their whitewashed walls catching the lamplight from within and glowing like warm pearls. Doors are left slightly ajar, revealing small glimpses of life inside. A family gathered around a low table, a woman weaving at a loom, a child sleeping on a soft rug. The sounds of the evening drift out through the open doorways, the soft murmur of voices, the clatter of pottery, the gentle laughter of a shared story. The scent of cooking lentils and rosemary wafts from an open window, rich and earthy and comforting. You pause, imagining the meal being prepared inside, a simple dish of lentils and herbs, perhaps accompanied by bread and a drizzle of olive oil. It is the food of everyday life, nourishing and wholesome, a reminder of the small pleasures that make life worth living. From another house, the sound of a lyre drifts out into the night. The melody is slow and simple, a tune that seems as old as the hills themselves. It rises and falls like the breath of the wind, weaving through the narrow streets and mingling with the scent of flowers from a nearby courtyard. You stop to listen, leaning against a warm wall, letting the music wash over you. The lyre's notes are clear and pure, each one seeming to hang in the air for a moment before fading into the next. The musician is skilled, playing with a gentle touch that speaks of many years of practice. A dog barks once from somewhere in the distance and then falls silent. The silence that follows seems deeper, more profound, as though the city itself is holding its breath. The stars above are bright and clear, scattered across the sky like diamonds on dark velvet. You continue your walk, turning down a narrower lane that opens suddenly into a small courtyard. The courtyard is surrounded by low walls and contains a single olive tree, its silver leaves rustling softly in the night breeze. A lamp burns on a stone table, casting warm light across the small space. The courtyard is empty, but the lamp suggests that someone will return soon. You sit for a moment on a stone bench near the olive tree, enjoying the peace of the space. The tree is ancient, its trunk gnarled and twisted, its leaves shimmering in the lamplight. It has stood here for many years, watching the seasons pass and the city change around it. The stars continue their slow journey across the sky, and the moon climbs higher, casting long shadows across the courtyard. The smell of the olive tree mingles with the scent of night-blooming jasmine, a sweet fragrance that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the sounds and scents of the night settle into your awareness. The distant trickle of a fountain, the soft rustle of leaves, the gentle crackle of a lamp's flame. These These small sounds are a lullaby, soothing and familiar. When you open your eyes, the lamp still burns on the table, and the courtyard is as peaceful as ever. The olive tree whispers its ancient secrets, and the stars wheel slowly overhead. Athens is quiet now, its streets mostly empty, its citizens sleeping or preparing for sleep. It is time, you realize, to find your own rest. The night is deep, and the city has settled into its gentle slumber. You rise from the bench and continue through the winding streets, following the pull of home and the promise of a soft bed. The street grows narrower, the houses closer together, their walls casting deep shadows across the path. You know this street somehow, though you have never walked it before. It feels familiar, as though it belongs to a dream you once had, or a life you once lived. Ahead, you see a modest house with a small inner courtyard, visible through an arched doorway. A single lamp burns on a low table within, its warm glow spilling out into the street like an invitation. You step through the doorway, feeling a sense of welcome and peace wash over you. The courtyard is small and simple, a few clay pots with herbs growing in them, a bench made of worn wood, a small fountain that trickles gently into a shallow basin. The walls are whitewashed and smooth, and the floor is paved with worn stone. It is the kind of courtyard that has been used for generations, a place of quiet and comfort. Near the fountain, a clay jar stands on a wooden stand, its surface cool and damp. You dip your hands into the water within, feeling its coolness spread across your skin. The water is fresh and clear, and you splash a little on your face, feeling the day's tiredness begin to dissolve. A cloth hangs nearby, clean and soft, and you dry your hands and face, feeling refreshed and renewed. The scent of herbs, mint perhaps, and thyme, lingers in the air, growing from the pots around the courtyard. You move into the main room of the house. It is a single chamber, simple but comfortable. A low couch stands against one wall, covered with a soft woolen blanket. A wooden table holds a few simple items: a clay cup, a small jug, a half-burned candle. The walls are bare, save for a single shelf with a few scrolls and a small statuette of Athena. You sit on the wooden bench near the door, looking out at the courtyard and the star-filled sky above. The moon has begun its descent toward the western hills, and the stars are bright and clear. The night is calm, the air cool, the city quiet. From somewhere in the distance, an owl calls, a soft, haunting sound that echoes across the rooftops. The sound is joined by another, and for a moment, the two voices speak to each other across the sleeping city. Then they fall silent, and the night is quiet once more. The lamp on the table glows softly, its flame steady and peaceful. You watch it for a while, feeling your breathing slow and your thoughts become quieter. The flame dances gently, casting shifting shadows across the walls. Above the rooftops, the Acropolis still glows faintly, its marble temples catching the light of the descending moon. The great rock stands as a silent guardian over the sleeping city, its temples keeping watch through the centuries. You feel a connection to that place, a sense of being held by its ancient presence. The night is deep, and your body is ready for rest. The soft couch calls to you, its woolen blanket promising warmth and comfort. You rise slowly, moving toward it with the ease of one who knows that sleep is near. You lie down on the low couch, feeling the soft wool of the blanket beneath you, the gentle support of the mattress beneath that. The couch is comfortable, its wooden frame worn smooth by years of use. You pull the blanket up to your chin, feeling its warmth settle around you like a protective embrace. The lamp is still burning on the low table, its flame casting soft shadows across the ceiling. For a while, you watch the play of light and shadow, letting your mind drift with the gentle movement. The flame seems alive, dancing and flickering in the still air of the room. Through the open doorway, the courtyard is visible. The olive tree stands silhouetted against the star-filled sky, its leaves rustling softly in the breeze. The fountain continues its gentle trickle, the sound as constant and comforting as a heartbeat. You reach out and extinguish the lamp. The darkness that settles is not complete. The moonlight still pours through the doorway, silver and soft, creating pools of light on the stone floor. The stars are visible through the open door, bright and clear, scattered across the vast, dark canvas of the sky. The room is quiet now. You can hear your own breath, slow and steady, and the soft beat of your heart. Outside, Athens breathes in its sleep, the slow rhythm of the sea wind, the occasional call of a night bird, the faint sound of a dog barking in the distance. The great marble temples of the Acropolis stand watch on the high rock, their columns glowing faintly in the moonlight. They have watched over Athens for more than 2,000 years, and they will continue to watch long after you have gone. The thought is comforting, a reminder of the eternal and the timeless. Your eyes grow heavy, your thoughts growing slower and more distant. The sounds of the night become a lullaby, the fountains trickle, the wind in the olive tree, the distant murmur of the sea. The stars wheel slowly overhead, their patterns shifting as the night deepens. You feel yourself drifting, floating on the edge of sleep. The day is done. The evening has passed, and the night holds you in its gentle embrace. Athens sleeps around you, ancient and peaceful, its long history continuing through the quiet hours. The soft brush of sleep settles over you like a blanket, warm and welcoming. Your thoughts fade into dreams, gentle and formless, carrying you into the deep rest that your body needs. The sound of the fountain grows more distant, the sight of the stars more soft, the presence of the night more profound. The city of Athens rests, its marble temples standing guard on the sacred rock, its citizens asleep in their houses, its streets empty and still. The sea whispers its ancient song. The wind carries the scent of thyme and olive leaves, and the stars continue their slow journey across the heavens. You are part of this ancient city now, part of its history and its peace. The long evening has carried you into the deepest night, and the deepest night has carried you into the sweetest sleep. The temple columns glow in the moonlight, the fountain trickles in the courtyard, and you rest, held in the calm embrace of an ancient evening. Good night, dear listener. Good night, Athens. The city sleeps, and so do you, carried easily into deep, peaceful rest by the quiet beauty of the ancient world. The marble stands eternal, the sea whispers its song, and you, at last, are at peace.